Alright, so just watching the video back while I'm editing this, it does sound a little bit robotic, and I'll tell you why. I did write a script for this, and it was a lot of fun making it, and yeah, I was just reading off that, because I didn't want to be talking really weirdly, having no structure to what I'm saying, and overall it being a really bad video. So yeah, this is my first time I've ever scripted a video, so yeah, hopefully you guys like it. I thought the video sounds better, but it does sound a bit robotic, so sorry about that, guys. Enjoy. Hello everybody, what's going on? My name is Kane and welcome back to another video. Today I decided to take a look at the first week of the 2017 AFL Finals and have a bit of a chat about each game. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for future content, and also let me know some AFL video ideas that I should do in the future. Let's get right into it with the first qualifying finals, the Adelaide Crows versus the GWS Giants. First versus fourth, the two teams predicted to win the premiership this season, and it was not as close as you would have thought. The Crows fed off the home crowd at Adelaide Oval and walked out 6-goal winners, the final score being 12-12-84 to 6-12-48. Eddie showed his magic that we all know and love, booting 3 goals on the night, and young gun midfielder Matt Crouch had a wonderful evening, racking up 31 disposals and 7 tackles. His brother Brad Crouch also had 27 disposals at 77% disposal efficiency and even had a goal to his name. But it was not all good news for the Crows, as star halfback flanker Brodie Smith suffered a season-ending injury in the first quarter. All the best goes out to Brodie, the Crows and his family, as we all wish him a speedy recovery. Big Sammy Jacobs had an emotional night after his brother's passing just a week earlier, and the entire football community is extremely proud of him and his bravery. Josh Kelly, Callan Ward and Stephen Caniglio were probably the only upside of the Giants' night, other than young Jacob Hopper, who managed to pick up 18 disposals and 10 tackles. Adelaide have the week off next weekend, while the Giants will play the West Coast Eagles in a do-or-die semi-final at Spotless. Moving on to the next game, which was the second qualifying final, and it was between the Geelong Cats and the Richmond Tigers. Over 95,000 passionate football supporters gathered on a special Friday night in September to see the Richmond Tigers win their first final in over 16 years, demolishing the Geelong Cats by 51 points. The final score was 5-10-40 Geelong to 13-13-91 Richmond. Although there was controversy surrounding the venue of the game and where it should or shouldn't have been played, there was no excuse for the Cats' poor performance on the night, as they let Richmond run right past them in the final quarter. The atmosphere could only be described if you were in attendance that night, and the noise was almost deafening. Prestia, Martin, Cochin and Vlosten were the best on ground for the Tigers, while Scott Selwood, Zach Toohey and Mitch Duncan all tried their hardest for the Cats, but could not carry them to a victory. The Cats could only get inside 50 a total of 38 times, which is a major factor to why they could not make an impact on the scoreboard. Next week, the Cats have a massive Friday night game at the MCG against the Sydney Swans, with the winner facing the Crows in the prelim final a week later, whereas the Tigers play off against the winner of the Giants and the Eagles in the preliminary final. In the second elimination final, although it was played before the first one, the Bombers' fairy tale season was over after their whole saga. They suffered a beating at the hands of the informed Sydney Swans at the SCG. It was a 65-point demolition job, and the Bombers were lucky it did not get worse, as the Swans booted a whopping 10 goals in the second quarter to bust the game wide open. Buddy Franklin kicked 4 goals, and Danaher was the Bombers' leading scorer with 3. Every Swan did their job on the way to the victory, sending them through to a semi-final against the Cats after a horror start to the season. The best for the Bombers were Hurley, Danaher and Zaharakis, while the best for the Swans, it was Josh Kennedy, Luke Parker and Jake Lloyd. The Bombers sent off legends Joe Watson and James Kelly and will look forward to a fantastic 2018 with their young guns, who will continue to make an impact far into the future, whereas for the Swans, they will play the Cats next week away from home at the MCG in a semi-final, and the winner will go on to face the Crows in the prelim. And the first elimination final being played between the Port Adelaide Power and the West Coast Eagles. This was one of, if not the most insane games I've ever seen. In a finals football spectacle at the Adelaide Oval that went to extra time and even went one step further as Luke Shuey kicked a goal after the siren to give the Eagles a victory after a controversial high tackle free kick. The final scores were 10-16-76 to 12-6-78, and the Eagles' old legs got them home, somehow beating the much younger, faster and fresher Power after 6 periods of play. The Power showed why they're probably the biggest pretenders in AFL history and are now knocked out in the first week after finishing in 5th position. Shuey somehow kept his cool and kicked the Eagles home, but later said on a Channel 7 interview that he was actually very nervous inside, as anyone would be, but he lived the childhood dream and his teammates all pounced and jumped on him afterwards. Maybe the best feeling in the world? Probably. This game even had me, a die-hard Richmond supporter, jumping up out of my seat at many moments. Although multiple-time Coleman medalist Josh Kennedy did not have as much impact on the game as you would expect, his goal in the second term of extra time kicked the Eagles straight back into the game. The best for the Power were Charlie Dixon, who could also be considered the villain, kicking an inaccurate 3-6, but he did have 23 disposals to his name. Robbie Gray, Ollie Wines and Sam Powell-Pepper, who played a fantastic game in his first ever final, and he probably has many more to come. Whereas the Eagles' best were Jeremy Cameron, Luke Shuey, Matt Priddis, Drew Petrie and Andrew Gaff. While there is no tomorrow in the season for the pair, the West Coast will go on to play the GWS Giants in the semi-final next week at Spotless. Now, let me just talk about this game for a second. Oh my god, I'm pretty sure everyone would have watched it on TV, but it was literally insane. They were all tied up. At any point would have gotten them over the line. Yeah, it was just an absolutely insane game. I couldn't believe it. Also, guys, let me know what you thought if the high tackle free kick. Let me know if you thought that was a free kick or not. Anyway, so there it is. Week 1 of the finals in about 7-8 minutes, I believe. I'm sorry, I had to turn that off and just check. Anyway, let me know what you thought about this week and your predictions for the rest of the finals, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm Kane, you've been the Mirror. Until next time, peace. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Let me know what you thought about this video, guys, and if I should do more of them, because I'm not really sure about how this went. It might have sounded a bit robotic, as I said at the start, but I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you guys then. Peace.